Welcome and welcome back to Cooking with Frenchie. This week it's all about the sourdough again. It's been 7 months since I've done my mother sourdough starter. So it's here. So today I'm going to show you how to really prepare your sourdough starter, your mother, for your bread. I'm going to show you just these steps where you actually activate your mother to make your sourdough starter for baking your bread lightly. So this process just takes only 5 minutes, but it takes another 2 to 4 hours depending on your environment. So before we start, make sure you subscribe, you change your notification bell setting, you give me a like, you check the description under the video. That will link you to my website with all the other recipes. So let's go and let's get started. What's important when you start your bread making, and specifically sourdough, it's you need to activate your mother again, which means you need to feed your mother a little bit with more water and fresh flour to make sure that the natural yeast start to work together and develop. In this process, depending on the environment is so important, can take 2 to 4 hours. So if it's a cold room, it might take 4 hours. If it's a warm room, about 21, 25 degrees, it's gonna activate faster. And we will need to do a pinch test. So what you need to understand when you make bread, it's the natural yeast in the flour create that starter. That's what will develop, create some carbon dioxide, and will expand your bread. That's basically in a nutshell how it works. But because yeast is a bacteria, it's a living organism, you need some food for it. So fresh flour, pinch of sugar could be too. You need moisture, so water, and of course your starter. So here what I have, it's a clean jar. I'm going to put 30 grams of water in the jar. I could see 30 grams of flour. This will boost my sourdough starter, my mother, as we call it. And here too, don't forget to press star. Get back to 0. And here I'm going to add about 60 grams, look at that, of my starter, the mother. Everybody gives a name to their mother. Mine is RBF. Why 60 grams? It's because 30 grams of water, 30 grams of flour, and 60 grams of the mother. So that's give me a total levain or starter for my bread dough of 120 grams. This will be enough for me to actually produce 2 bread loaves or about 850 grams. And I'll show you that later. If you haven't seen my sourdough starter, and I started 7 months ago, there's a recipe on my website and I'll put the link under the video. So what I do now is just grab a fork and mix it well together. Also crush against the board with a fork to avoid big lumps. And just like that. Now I must tell you that I use bread flour for it, strong flour, and I use a kettle to boil my water, just to make sure the water doesn't have too much chlorine into it that will kill the yeast. clear the side of the board. Will give you a better visual later. As you can see, it's no lump, and that's pretty much ready to go. What I would do now, because this is a living organism, I will need to let it breathe. So I will put a little cover on top. I hope you can see now. So all I need to do is to fold a little cover and a little rubber band. And to find out how much it grows, I can put a little line just there. So I'm going to put that in a warm area at about 20-24 degrees. It's quite warm here in W at the moment, so it's quite nice. And it should at least double or triple the size before we can test if this new starter, fresh starter, is ready for my sourdough. That's it.